All right, well, good evening, everybody. We're back up here at the apiary after a long day of bee calls today. So we had 2 fallen tree bee calls. We also had 2 swarms, and we also got a cutout call. So it's been a pretty long day here. We're gonna have the, I always like to show you guys the final destination of the bee calls that we do. Especially on a night like tonight is an absolutely gorgeous night in the apiary tonight, and it is just really awesome to come up to the apiary on nights like this and just watch the bees doing bee stuff. And it's a really good feeling after a long day of bee calls, and especially like I was saying in these videos here, you know, when you have these trees, I would definitely not recommend if you're a beginner beekeeper or even a beekeeper that's been doing this a couple years, the fallen trees are really kind of hard to deal with because there's just so much involved, and you kind of get not a lot of payoff out of them. So, you know, my recommendation would be to stick to doing, you know, swarms and nooks and stuff like that, and don't really worry too much about some of these calls you're going to get that are going to be in these fallen down trees, because by the time you know, go out there and you get your chainsaw going and everything else, it really turns into a situation where if you can find the queen and salvage the hive, it's sometimes not worth it. So tonight, we're just going to go ahead and put the our nook that we got today from the canoe tree number 1. Canoe tree number 2 will be here later on. We got that in another truck, and then we also have another swarm to go pick up yet. It is 7 o'clock, so we have to go pick up our other swarm and the other canoe tree, and then we'll go ahead and get all that done for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get the nook here. We're going to bring the bee vac in, and we're going to dump the bee vac into the nook, and that will end up being our canoe tree hive, and then we will leave it go for a week and a half, and then we will move them into a regular 10 frame hive. Okay guys, so here's our nook. It came from the park canoe tree, and then we're going to put that right there. We're going to grab our bee vac, and here's our bee vac. And as you guys can see, I hope you can see that okay, that the girls are ready to get out of this vacuum. So as we said, when we vacuumed them up, it doesn't really hurt them. It doesn't really hurt them. It doesn't hurt them at all. And all it does is basically keep them in there. It kind of acts like a little bit of a temporary hive until we can get this back. We're going to dump these girls into that nook. We are going to use a little bit of smoke just to keep them calm. And then we're going to go ahead and seal it up, and we're going to be done for the night. And we're going to go pick up our 2 swarms and our other canoe, and then we'll be good to go. Okay guys, so we got the smoker all fired up, ready to go. Put our protective equipment on, because these girls are probably not going to be real happy. Get a little nice smoke going there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give these girls a little bit of smoke just to calm them down. Come on. There we go. Yeah, sometimes a smoker takes a minute to get going. Okay. We're going to go ahead and smoke these girls. And we are going to go ahead and let the queen out of the clip once we get these other girls in there. Let's go ahead and just give them a quick blast of smoke just to keep them calm. And we're going to go ahead and give this a quick shake. And that's it. The bee vac is empty. A little bit. We've got some girls up top here. Come on, girls. All right. That's it for the bee vac. And we're going to go ahead and let the queen out of the queen clip. Make sure she's out of there. She is. Yep, she's out of there. Okay, let's move these frames over a little bit. Give these girls a little smoke just so we don't kill any of them on the sides. Okay, and that's it, guys. That is the whole journey from falling down tree in a park to their new home, and then they'll be put into a regular 10-frame deep hive next week. 4 or 5 days, something like that, depending on if it rains a little bit or something. And we'll get them in a real nice hive, and they'll be part of our apiary. All right, guys. Well, for a beautiful night here at Angry Bees Farms and Apiaries, Greg the Bee Guy signing off.